What's up, guys? So I'm going to show you a clip from one of my best scuba dives I've done in a while. Currently in Southeast Asia, traveling, doing a bunch of fun stuff, but this dive was off the Gulf of Thailand in a little island called Koh Tao. This is my guide, Steven. What he's doing with his hands right now is he's telling me to deflate my BCD because we're going to do some swim throughs, basically swimming through some tight rocks underwater. What a BCD is it's basically a backpack that's filled up with air to help you control your buoyancy, so you can deflate and inflate it as you need. He wants me to control my buoyancy using only the air in my lungs. So a slow inhale makes you rise slightly, an exhale lets you sink, gives you fine-tuned control without having to inflate or deflate your BCD, helps you glide through the rocks smoothly through these narrow spaces, avoids hitting the rocks, keeps the visibility clear, trying not to stir up any sand down there or make anything murky. We're trying our best here not to touch the rocks. You're pretty much guaranteed to cut yourself if you hit the rocks with anything other than your hands. And here we're giving ourselves some hand signals. We're stoked. If you hit the rocks, you also mess with coral, and you're really important not to break the coral, so you got to be very careful under here. And as you can see, Steven is just slowly rising to the top here, trying to use just his breaths to let him kind of go further up and become more buoyant, go through this tight little space here. So the camera changes to looking at me. I'm trying to do the same thing, trying to control myself, not touch any rocks. The goal is to take deep enough inhales but not let out your full breath. So you want to keep 70% air and down to 20% air within your lungs so you can stay at an even level. As I look at Steven, he's telling me, all right, we're going through another small swim through, super small. Then I say, I'm good. Gives me a little shrug offset. Of course you're good, we're going through it. Camera angle switches and he starts swimming down this bad boy. Super deep, super tight. It's pretty dark in there. So pretty good that he had white fins so I could keep track of where he's going. By the way, guys, don't do this if you don't have certifications and the training proper to do this level of diving. It is very dangerous and you can get in a situation very quickly. I'm trying to squeeze through this little spot here, trying not to kick up as much sand as I can. Got to have a flashlight to see, and I'm stoked. So we're going through a tight space here, getting pretty excited. And popping out, yeah, I'm excited. Take the regulator out of my mouth and give a little scream. As we look up, it is a pretty straight shoot up to the top. Again, tight space, but we're doing our best not to touch anything or cut ourselves on the coral. As you're doing these dives, it's pretty surreal. Everything is very slowed, so it's kind of like slow motion. You have to be very calm, keep your heart rate low so you're not breathing heavily, and just slowly go through these rocks and squeeze. And we're popping out of the top here. And this is just a little clip from one of my dives. There's multiple others, so I'll share those if you guys like this one. And I made it through here, and we're hyped. Here we go. Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.